Reject heretics. Titus chapter 3 and verse 10. Reject a divisive man after first and second admonition. King James Bible says, a man that is an heretic after the first and second admonition, reject. And verse 11 says, knowing that he is such is subverted and sinneth, being condemned of himself. Strong word, but we know that Yahweh says it the way it is, and there is no beating around the bush to soften it. In very simple words, heresy in the biblical context means any opinions or doctrines at variance with the divine official or established position of the church, which need and deserve no divergence. Christians are also commanded and warned not to interfere with the word of Yahweh in Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 2. You shall not add to the word which I commanded you, not take from it, that you may keep the commandments of the Lord your God, which I commanded you. The reference being Yahweh destroying people who followed a heretic called Baal Peor. Heresy or lies are rampant because it elevates the speaker to a seemingly more intellectual level than the ones listening to him. A fitting example being the heretic Joel Austin and his wife. They indulge in absolutely narcissistic behaviors to gather adoration, completely devoid of the leading of the Spirit of Yahweh, because he speaks no truth. Yahweh really loves us so much that he takes care of every detail of our lives, and he delights in being involved with his loved ones. Yahweh loves unity, peace, concord amongst all believers of Christ. And so in Romans chapter 16 verse 17, he warns through Apostle Paul, now I urge you, brethren, note those who cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which you learned, and avoid them. The heretics are already self-condemned and cursed, as Galatians 1:8 says. But even if we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel to you than what we have preached to you, let him be accursed. For further consideration in the word about a brother who is a heretic, refuses to listen to the church to mend his ways and come into the saving grace. And if he refuses to hear them, tell it to the church. But if he refuses even to hear the church, let him be to you like a heathen, a non-believer, pagan, etc. Heathen is someone who does not acknowledge the God of Christians or are like the pagans or polytheists, believers of plurality of gods, who are motivated by desires for sensual or worldly pleasure. This is why the spread of the gospel of Christ becomes so vital, as the lost are rapidly proceeding towards death and eternal damnation. But there were also false prophets among the people, even as there will be false teachers among you, who will secretly bring in destructive heresies, even denying the Lord who brought them, and bring on themselves swift destruction. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. Where there are people, there will always be differences in thoughts, words, and deeds. And our churches are full of diverse people from all walks of life. And Jesus Christ commands to love others, and especially people of the household of faith. That becomes so critical to embrace in all fullness, that in its complete dimensions, so that the differences may merge as one in the Spirit and one in the Lord, in our worship and in our love for Yahweh, as children of our Abba Father. Here is a surprise for all believers. The Bible welcomes dissents and intrigue among the people who profess to be Christians, with the sole purpose of elimination. Check 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 19. For there must also be factions among you, that those who are approved may be recognized among you. God commands, reject heretics, and that's in Titus chapter 3 verse 10. Reject a divisive man, and after first and second admonition. Do subscribe to this vlog. New vlog every Monday.